Look at where I am. This would be so much cooler if you were actually here with me. Look. Okay, let's get the tripod out of the frame. Okay, I guess I need to undo the thing there and then drop it and then screw it back. Okay, now look where I am. Look where we could be. I am here. Look at this. And then below me is, I'm way high up. Don't want to fall down there. Here, let's throw a little rock down there and let's see if we can hear it. I heard it. Maybe you heard it. A little bit. This is good for the soul. I have my Camelback right there. I have this trusty thing, which is great for hacking down ivy, branches, twigs in my face, and also for potentially also for self-defense, not from a human, but from the mountain lion. I don't know if there's just one mountain lion or if there's multiple, but you know, I'm ready. What are that? Can you see that? Can I see that? There he is. Look at this place. Maybe there's wind against the microphone, sorry. Look at the clouds. Look at the things. Look at there's a moon and there's clouds. The sky isn't a sky unless it has clouds. Of course, we all know this. And look at all this sundown or sunset, still light in the sky. Light down here. Look at that light. Look at this tree right here. Look at that. And we're not really, of course, we're not seeing a tree. We're seeing the light off that tree. So, lighting. Yeah. Look at this light. I appreciate look at this place. I hear birdies. I hear the crickets. The creek is way down there where the frogs go off. I bet in an hour from now I could probably hear them. Not that they're going now and I can't hear them, but they'll get going when it's darker. Could probably be able to hear them from here. especially if there were no other noises, which actually I might be able to hear them better upon not necessarily it being dark, but because there won't be any, the breeze will die down, and which actually I can't hear anything from any breeze. There's basically no breeze at all. But you know, all the chirpies from the birds will die down. The crickets they'll keep going. And the crickets and the froggies, they sound similar, relatively speaking, to all the other sounds. That right there, that chunk of brown out of the hill in the middle ground, that's the quarry. And my house is right, so not, okay, we can see my neighbor's house right there, but it's basically through that and a little bit to the right, where those white trees are that are, those white, huge, those crazy big, tall sycamores, just below the sight line to the left of the quarry. Those trees are in my backyard. That's my backyard right there. Look at that. That's where this is where I live. There's a little breeze. Let's see if I can cover the microphone a bit. So, I just got done living in Phoenix for 10 years. Oh, but the desert's so pretty. This is definitive. And I lived here from age 8 to 18 when I was a kid, teenager, and I had no scope. I had no knowledge of where else I could have been on the planet, what other family I could have been born into, what other country, what other terrain, whatever, a different land, a different circumstance. My circumstances and the land, for me as a kid, were very, very, very good. Although I didn't know that the land was good. Not even really the upbringing. Wasn't thinking about that when I was in it. Just a kid. Kid isn't all meta. So now that I'm meta, now I'm seeing this with new eyes, as if I've never seen it before. Did you hear that? That was a very fast moving bird through the air. Wasn't a hawk. Those can go pretty fast, but they're still, you know, they're still kind of more soary. That one was just like wow, 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 hitting the air and turning on a dime. Huh. We have vultures out here. Oh, don't look up. I'm on a cliff. Let's settle back. Okay, now look up and away. You know, it's one thing to like look up and oh, and then lose your balance. But there's one thing to look up and then turn. That's called falling off a cliff right there. Look at this. Look. Okay. Look at this. Look. Do you see it? I see it. And I'm not asking you, do you see it? Like, do you see the video you're looking at? That's not what I mean. Do you see the beauty? Do you see not the picture, but do you see beauty? I see it. Okay, let's look. I'm gonna look at what you see, and I'm gonna frame the shot. Okay, right there. Wait, no, right. No, up, opposite. Okay, right about there. Because you want the blue and the green to kind of have an equal weight. Right about, and then I like this little rock right here, and I like this rock. I like this shape. Let's see if I can do the meteorologist thing. Dirt. Apparently not. Right. What's the shot? If this was a photograph, let's start down here. Let's look all around first. This is what you do. You don't just try to immediately start doing it. You look at the surroundings of, you know, what's in the periphery of the camera lens too, right? And what would I do if I had this frame and I only had this frame? No, see, that's too far. But you know it's too far because you moved it around instead of just immediately, I think the shot is that, and then just going for it. It's a trick that I use is just to walk, when I'm walking around, like down there, I took a bunch of pictures of trees today, and looking, always on the lookout for the shot. Oh, bing. You know, there's the shot right there. And usually we walk around and look at the earth, look at our surroundings directly with our eyeballs. However, another way to do it is to look through the camera lens as you're walking around, to have the camera be your eye, so that different scenes as you traverse pop into frame, and which may not have been a frame you might have seen in your imagination. You just skip depending on an imagination, and just relying directly on what you're going to be capturing it with in the first place, which is the camera. So you might as well give it a try. Well, at least up here with all of that debris, it's quite the stuff that I cleared. I brought my ka-chunka parrot clippers and made a path. And there's a lot of dead bay leaves from these bay trees have fallen, and they go crunch crunch. So what I'm saying is, if there was a cougar about to, you know, if he's trying to sneak up on me or be stalking me, getting ready for the pounce, I would hear it. And that cat would know that they're being heard, or especially if they have a sight on me, they know where I am. And any animal that lives in this vicinity here, which we're pretty sure we do, we the neighbors, we're pretty much sure there's definitely a mountain lion that hangs out in this particular plot of land. especially, oh, where was it? Particularly over there, where there's a full-on cave. I'd never seen that before. I was out exploring in places I'd never been to before last week, and I found a full-on deep, dark, you can totally walk down into it and die a horrible death from a Wendigo or whatever cave. Or if I was a mountain lion, that would totally be my jam. That would be my den for sure. Look at this. Whoa, look at that. I know. I'll turn. Now. Pardon the jiggles. Did you take your Dramamine? There we go. Ooh, right? Ain't there? Now let's balance the frame. Yeah, right? Always a photographer, always an artist, always looking for the frame. The balance of objects and colors and hues. I took a couple art classes in college. Those are cool. Although my main field of study is music, I went to school for that as a percussionist. And if you've studied one art form, you've really kind of studied them all in a way. Meaning that you've developed your artistic sensibilities. That's everyone who studies an art, practices an art, becomes familiar with the sensibilities of art itself. Like, of what art is. Like, what is art? All artists from all disciplines should be able to, you know, take a fair crack at answering that question. And be sensible about doing it and actually having something meaningful to say. So, if you've studied one art, you've kind of studied them all. In a fashion. Ow. Look at... Look at it. Oh, did I lose the color out of my clouds? Oh. Oh. Wow, okay, these was gonna say these, like, let me get out of the frame. There we go. Yeah, I was thinking, what, they're white now? We lost color that fast? No. This is, oh, that's the color. Oh, come on, there we go. Opposites. Boop. Yep, clouds make or break a sky, especially a photograph. Landscape. If you're taking a picture of land, what are you taking? Really, you're not just taking a picture of land, you're taking a picture of land and sky, usually. And so, if your sky is filled with such diversity of objects, then you'll have a more interesting thing to look at. Although blank skies can be cool too, especially if you like do a severe contrast in color, because the higher we get, the darker hue we get, right? Often to that, you know, that purpleness of space. So if you take a picture of a blank sky, then one way to justify making that picture a thing is by really creating a stark contrast between that dark high purple and then the, you know, and we can kind of see it now if I even just do that. So we have the, oh shit. We have the, you know, the brighter stuff. Well, there we go. The brighter stuff over there, and then you can see how it gets darker. Yes, the color is changing, the hue is changing, but also the amount of light too. Whoop. Wait a second. What are we doing here? We're doing that video. Okay. So, I appreciate there's nobody out here. The closest house is that one. Let's see, right there. Appreciate. Someone might be able to hear that, like, especially if they were already listening for it. Look at the green. Ooh, I'll go up a little higher. So now your background is green, which 10 years living in the desert, this is a part of the appreciation, is the green. There's no green in the desert, except for those verde trees, those are pretty cool, but, you know, it's all relative to the desert. That's definitely the coolest part of the desert. It's going to get dark, and I got a bit of a trek to... Now you think, oh, there's plenty of light, but I know from experience, I have to go down there, and the you know, there's lots of shadows down there, and it gets, you know, when it gets, as it's getting dark here, that's getting really dark, and I have to walk through that, and those are the steps I have to make. I have to, you know, watch my step down in darkness there, so. You want to go with me? Okay. Let's get the hat. Let's get the gloves. Yeah. everything I need. Zippers up. This should be out. Let's get that down a little bit further. Here we go. You want this around your waist so that the pack sits on your hips, not your shoulders. That's what that is all about. Okay, turn and help me keep my step here. See, that's why this thing is good, because moments like this, I can just go, ka-cha! That's good enough for me. See, now it's a bit darker. And plus, this is now becoming the time when the cougars, the mountain lions, I don't know, is a cougar different than a mountain lion? We just call them mountain lions. You know why a mountain lion is called a mountain lion? Like, you know, here in the US, we don't have lions like they do in Africa. A mountain lion is called a lion because back in the day, I don't know the specific story, I just know that it was a scare tactic. The people who lived in the Appalachian Mountains, or at least somewhere along the East Coast there, up in the hills, people were trying to keep people off their land. Wow. Look at that. Look at this. See, that's a shot right there. Let's look. Right? Well, actually, I might do it like this. Something like that. The reason, so someone said, and the people who were, I guess, maybe coming over from Europe, they know about lions, and so when people got there, the people who were up in the hills were like, don't go up there because there's lions up there. There's lions up there in the mountains. Hence, mountain lion. Look at this. Oh, goodness gracious. Goodness gracious, goodness gracious. Goodness gracious, goodness gracious. Look at all the beauty. See, this is what I'm talking about. This, I mean, there's one thing to be up on the rock there and have a killer view of just the endless open expanse with nothing in the foreground, essentially, except for your feet hanging off the edge. Then it's another thing to like be in a place where there's basically nothing but foreground and, you know, the beginnings of middle ground. When we're up and having a big view like that, all we see essentially is background, relatively speaking. We could call it middle ground and background, but, you know, super far away. Pretty distant middle ground. I mean, technically we would still be saying middle ground if we were describing that parts of that photo all by itself. What is this? But, ooh, cliffy cliff. Ooh, I like this little precipice here. What was I saying? But essentially, relative to different views, a vantage point from up on the rock there versus now a vantage point down here amongst the trees, we would say that we are surrounded by foreground, and we would say that up on the rock we are surrounded by background, really. Relatively speaking, of course, we could say that, you know, that tree is foreground, this tree is foreground, and that's middle ground over there. And then through those trees over there to the hillside that we would see, that would be the background. And it's getting cold too. That's what I was also aware of on my decision of when to go. It was time to go because it's getting dark. Chop you, poison oak. And I'm not allergic to it, knock on wood. But in case I do bring you up here, I'll assume that you're allergic to it, as most people seem to be. So I'll cut it down for you. Oh. Should I cross? What do you think? Should I cross down there? Should I just go down there right now? Or should I'm intrigued to go this way because it's lateral. I'm not going down. I'm just going across the land. And so this is an easier decision to make than going down, because then if I didn't want to go down, if I realized that down was the wrong way to go, then I got to go back up. So while I'm here, already up, I might as well, ooh, sorry knife. I might as well check this out. Okay, let's go. Ooh, I want to go see what that is. See, I'm glad I chose this way. Sorry if this is jerky. Trying to hold you still as best I can. Ooh. Oh. This is kind of nice. Like a rolling stone. Oh. Okay. All right. So I should just come down right at this rock. All right. So I can see a little spot where the deer go. Little faint deer trail here. You can see it right there. So and then you can definitely see it where there's hooves that have trampled down that big grass right there. Bam. Okay. I go back on the place where I can get to the road and walk back home. And walk back home. And walk back home. Okay, so I want to go directly down. Next time I want to go down this way, so straight out of it once I get to this little road here, which isn't a road quite yet. It's not an official road. It's just the dirt has been scraped. So that rock formation, the end of the, oh, perfect. I can just think the end of this fence line here. So next time when I come back, I'll just go to the end of the fence and then go down. Ooh. See, there's a road here. And we could keep cutting that way. But that's something I want to check out. I want to go up to a spot to see, and then look this way to see if I can see. Oh, that's where we were. See that little rock formation popping out, the gray versus the green. Let's see if I can see it in the video. Yeah, right there. And I'm definitely keeping my head on a swivel out here, because especially in this open land where if a mountain lion was do 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 do, I would not hear it. Maybe if he or she was on the road and I wasn't moving, it was totally quiet, there wasn't a breeze, then I might be able to hear it. But I'm just being vigilant, keeping my head on a swivel, and you see how I'm on the edge and I can't really see what's behind this ledge here, so let's just walk right on the edge. So now nothing can sneak up on me from this view shed. So basically just taking the high ground, low ground, low ground, high ground straight up the middle so I can see. Because there are mountain lions out here. I may never, I would not be surprised at all if I never saw one. Especially if I came out and did this hike every single day. I would not be surprised if I never saw a mountain lion. I've seen 2 bobcats, but not the mountain lions. Although there's plenty of neighbors who have seen a mountain lion. I've heard the mountain lion. I have it on recording too, which is pretty cool. These are lupins, by the way. And they're awesome. Lupins. I don't have any sense of taste or smell. Let's get better lighting for you. See, the sun is over there. The light source is right over here, so if I do this, then the light is hitting you, as opposed to, see, watch now the quality of the video, watch the quality. Now if I turn around and keep it on that same flower, see now how it's way more in shadow. Yeah, it's basically just black and white now. Where now we can actually see the color. So now see how it between the sky and this, it's basically black and white. But if we do this and turn it, especially if we pull back a little bit, then we can more easily see the subject. Ooh, this is kind of a cool subject. Ah. Huh. You know what? I think I'm going to bid you adieu right now because I have some really good light. It's getting, although it's diminishing quickly. Wow. Freedom! So I'm going to bid you adieu, and I'm going to take some photographs of this right here. All right, hopefully I don't die from the mountain lion. That's not going to happen. Okay. Toodaloo. Don't know if anyone will ever watch this, but you did watch this, right? Here you are, you're watching this. So I don't know if anyone will ever watch this, but here you are watching this. So therefore, someone did watch this. Someone is going to watch this. See how that works? Okay. Toodaloo. I don't know who you are. Let me know who you are. Yeah, isn't that interesting? I don't know if anyone will listen. I don't know if anyone will ever watch this. But you are watching this. So therefore someone did watch this. Someone, so now I'm thinking, oh no, someone is going to watch this. So therefore I'm, you know, trying to create production value and put some effort into it. That's a nice sound. Ooh, did my screen just get dark or did it really get dark? Okay. I'm losing light. Toodaloo.